It's the High Heel Tea Podcast.
Yes, sir.
Where we speak on real topics that'll make you laugh. Looking good, smelling good, that's a boss chick. Yeah. 6-inch heel, show you how to walk slick. Hey. High Heel Tea with Crystal Lee and Reed Podcast. Hey. High Heel Tea with Crystal Lee and Reed Podcast. Hey. High Heel Tea with Crystal Lee and Reed Podcast. Hey. And it's the podcast, and it's the High Heel.
Hey, welcome back to the High Heels and Tea Podcast. I'm Crystal Lee.
This is Rihanna.
And y'all, today we are joined by Mr. H, Kapital Hp. Yeah.
That capital one.
You know I was going to mess up. I had it flowing prior to we hit record, but I knew I was going to mess up. How you feeling?
I'm great. How you guys doing today?
Doing good.
Pleasure to have you guys invited me.
Look,
They got their podcast.
yeah,
Sure.
Mr. Kapital HP got his own podcast. And you probably in podcast mode. Speaking of, can you share with our followers, with the viewers, a little bit about you?
Okay, so I have a podcast called The Bright Show. I'm also a recording artist and CEO of BNR Entertainment. That's where we have artists. We have different types of acts and different things. So, yeah, but I just started the podcast about a year now. So it's The Bright Show.
All right.
Yep.
So we got a couple of things to dissect there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Artists. What type of artists?
I'm a hip hop artist.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you rap.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Okay. And then what inspired you to do the podcast or to start a podcast?
Well, I wanted to do something different as far as when you're a rapper or when you're an artist and you don't do interviews, people don't have a personality to place with the
Yep.
With the,
You know what I mean?
The person. That's
Yeah.
true.
yeah. So I wanted to show people a different side of me, and I also I love to talk, and I like to listen to people. So that's what made me want to do it.
So are you introverted in any way? What is it, I guess, like about your personality that people don't get the full view of you without you doing a podcast?
That's a good question.
I know.
Well,
Like, it just came to me.
so I kind of had like a odd, upbringing. I was a side baby.
Okay.
My parents had an affair and had me.
Side
So
baby.
when you grow up like that,
Other family.
yeah, when you grow up like
Across
that as
the
a
railroad
kid, you
track.
feel it. Yeah, absolutely.
Really?
Yeah, so I used to be alone a lot.
Okay.
So becoming an adult, I had to learn how to socialize and stuff like that. It's because I was so isolated coming up, So I had
But
to,
that's awesome that you know that and you understand that.
You understand where it came
Yeah.
from, like
Facts.
where the isolation came from.
Exactly.
So I'm introverted, but I'm not all that introverted, but I am introverted. I kind of like to recharge alone. And so I had came across, honestly, almost the same space that you said. So that's how I knew how to ask that question, where it was like, with me and social media personally, I focus a lot on just using it as like my business tool, right?
Facts.
But if you get around me and you meet me in person, you see my full personality.
Yeah.
And when it comes to business, probably the same avenue that you're taking is that if people more so know you, they trust you, they support you.
right.
So
Right.
ideally, the what was driving the compass for the podcast was to get people to understand who we were as entrepreneurs. Aside from promoting things from just being like
On a business.
on a
standpoint.
business standpoint.
Yeah.
But we still keep it business. But you know who we are, you know what we do, but you get that real good glimpse of our full personalities. Because there's a lot of subjects that we don't care to talk to, right? And doing a podcast kind of helps you broaden, the opportunity to talk. So,
Open up, definitely.
yeah.
I noticed that when I was looking at you guys' content. You guys do have you maintain a lot of energy.
Yeah.
I noticed that y'all don't switch it up.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's real dope.
We switched up the seating one time and it was confusing. It was even like we
That's
watched
true.
it back. I kept looking at her because I always sitting there, so I'm.
Right.
It was just confusing.
I
So
remember that.
even every time we come back and record the podcast, we just be thinking of how can we make it better and better and better. I'm changing the way we sit. It's not even one of the things. I don't even care about that. It just be like, what else can we do to make it different, better? You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
I definitely get that. Like with my podcast, I look at backgrounds and I'm like, do I need to change the scenery? You know what I mean? Because you don't want people to get so locked in on this. You got to switch it up. So
Yeah, you gotta
I get
change
what
it up
y'all
a
saying
bit.
with that.
So you got a
I
question?
I
Okay.
got I have a question. So, as being a recording artist, how have you found that the podcast has helped you to be able to flourish better in that field as well?
It's a real good question. Well, again, being spending so much time by myself coming up, the podcast, it helped me not be as shy. You know what I mean? I could talk in front of crowds. It's like now people are more familiar. You know what I mean? So that's how that helped me.
Okay.
You know. Yeah.
That's awesome.
So like being out on the stage, being an artist, and like being in front of all the people. Like with the podcast, now you're just like,
It's a little more
like
comfortable.
Okay.
Yeah, because I remember my first show I did. Like people was all up at the stage with their phones, and you just go into shock.
Oh,
It's like a deer in lights.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But now I'm so used to these lights. Okay, I'm ready.
Yeah.
You know.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm still a little different.
Yeah.
During the podcast, like how we doing now, right? It's intentional. I'm cool, but when it's just like, dang, everybody looking, it's something I gotta get extra prepared for that. So, who do you collaborate with on your podcast? By the way, I'm not sure if you said the name of it. What is the name of your
It's called
podcast?
The Bright Show.
The Bright Show. And what inspired that name? And who do you have on your podcast typically?
Okay, so The Bright Show is, I believe that everybody have a light in them. It's up to you if you're gonna turn it on or not. But if you come on my show, yeah, I want you to turn the light on. You know.
Yeah.
And I collab with who I interview. You mean?
Yeah.
I interview artists. I got a few artists I interview.
Okay.
Because again, I know what it's like to people not know your personality,
Yeah.
you just know your music.
Yeah.
I try to interview entrepreneurs
Yeah.
like yourselves. I interview like single mothers, but mainly that's my lane. Entrepreneurs, artists, single mothers. And I want to get dads involved, but you know, men got a lot of pride, and some men got a lot of pride. They don't be wanting to talk.
That's true.
It'll happen.
yeah.
You got to step out there. Originally, when we started, it was only women
Yeah.
that we had on, women in business. And so as women, we talk to being women in business and the different things that we go through from friendships, relationships to business.
Right.
And then we had one male guest,
Yes.
and it was like,
all of a sudden, it was like,
let's bring some men on.
come
That's
to
dope.
And now we just have unscripted conversations
with
entrepreneurs.
everybody.
Yep. So
That's dope.
yeah, you keep going, keep striving, and you'll get your ultimate goal. So that's
Iron sharpens iron, you know, that's what they say.
100%. So with that, what is your ultimate goal?
My ultimate goal, as far as with everything in this entirety,
As a whole.
generational wealth.
Okay.
That's the goal. You know, so many people, especially our kind, we don't know about life insurance. We don't know about passing generational wealth down. It's because it'd be hard for like me, like my dad, rest in peace. He didn't leave me nothing to get started with. I don't want that for my sons. You know, so my whole thing is generational wealth, passing that down. That's what the goal is. What about you guys?
With the podcast, personally, the ultimate goal is to just have this as like an avenue for everyone to want to stop on and discuss who they are, what they doing, what they in town for, you know, something definitely way bigger, and we definitely on the right path for that.
Yeah.
The ultimate end goal, I'm definitely with you, you know, is about gaining that financial literacy, being more intelligent with our decisions. And I have girls personally, so everything I learn, I quiz them. I teach it to them and I quiz them.
Facts.
So I'm with you with generational wealth as well. But yeah.
For me, I have to echo off of Crystal. I feel the same way. With the podcast, super excited with doing it every time that we do.
Yes.
Just want to see it go as far as it possibly can. And
Yes.
honestly, I feel that it's going to go.
It's
that
going
way.
to go. It's in go mode.
Yes.
So I got a question. Oh, I'm sorry, I may cut you off.
Look at you. That's the interview. Look at you.
I just had a question.
We're supposed to be interviewing you, sir.
I'm sorry.
He can talk to us.
No, but just that as well. Like we always, I think, when we become entrepreneurs, we look at things differently.
Yeah.
And I think when we have kids too, because of maybe our upbringing and things that we saw as a child, we always want to offer them more. So we want, and now that we're more educated in everything around us, we want to pass that education on to them. But there you go. Now it's your turn.
Now it's your turn.
Hey, I love the answers. I love the energy. What do you guys think is going to be like the future of podcasting? I think about that sometimes. Like, is it ever going to be a ceiling with it? You know what I'm saying?
You know what? I think podcasting is something that's very welcoming. It's one of the most welcoming avenues that you can take, right? Because at the end of the day, everybody kind of to the premises of your show, right? Everybody has light in them.
Yeah.
And so we can't sit here and say, well, you shouldn't have a podcast, you shouldn't have a podcast. Everybody got something to say. I personally think everybody is great in their own right. So I think that the state of podcasting is just the new state for publications. It's the new state. It's televised now. We're not just sitting behind mics and you hear us on audio. Everybody on YouTube.
Yeah.
Everybody can't wait for somebody to get to see who they really are. You know,
Exactly.
so it's a very bright future for it. I'm trying to think of what podcasts have went to such great heights. Right now, I think we all kind of have like a roadmap where we start audio, move to YouTube, start traveling, doing tours, and then now you have made a name for yourself where the celebrities want to come and be a part of it.
podcast.
So I
Yeah.
haven't really seen it go suppress that, you know what I'm saying? But you never know.
And you never know.
They got award shows for podcasts
All
as well
types of
now.
things.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
And just
know
in
that.
general, when you look at
Yeah.
the market, digital marketing
Yeah.
is going to continue to grow. It's the same with artificial intelligence.
Yeah.
If we look
AI.
at everything with technology, those things are going to continue to grow as we get older. So it's never going to go anywhere. It's just going to enhance.
Yeah.
So all we can do is continue to keep up with the level of the way that it's moving.
We're probably gonna be end up writing down some scripts and send it to Terry and be like, use AI. This is what we want to talk
Like
about.
put us
Here's
on
my answer to the question. We ain't even got to show up no
crazy.
more.
exactly.
That's crazy.
That's what we're gonna do.
That's a good question. What you think about it though?
I'm with you guys with the forest. It's gonna like evolve. You know what I mean? And I think as technology, advances, it's gonna advance too. I just hope it don't get, artificial. I hope it don't get too artificial. You know what I'm saying? I hope originality remains in it some kind of way,
For sure.
like the interpersonal.
To
Yeah,
program.
yeah, this the interpersonal conversation and us just coming together. So it's a different type of vibe.
Do you use AI at all for your podcast?
I don't.
I be using it sometime to write the captions.
Just act like easy. It's like so many captions you can't come up with.
Yeah, I was like, listen, I really want to make this sound exciting. I don't feel excited today. So AI, help me out. Make this. This is the person. This is what they came on. This was the topic. This is the name of the podcast. This today is going to get released. And they just throw little words in there that make it sound a little more jazzy. And I just be like, thanks, AI. And
That's crazy.
I post it.
Hey Siri, give me a caption.
Yeah, hey Siri, give me a caption. You have to learn it though. I know a lot of people are against it for the right reasons, right?
I'm not against it. I just think it's kind of weird. I don't know.
For sure.
Like, but I'm hearing good things about it.
They've been telling us about robots since forever. So we're supposed to have flying cars at this point.
Yeah.
When we were
Go watch
kids,
The Simpsons.
Exactly. They said that we were going to have flying cars.
But would
by
you guys trust flying cars? People be on their phones.
People got electric cars now.
Man,
that's the way of the
It's gonna do
future.
the same thing on the ground.
It's-
If you ain't paying attention on the ground, you ain't gonna pay attention in the earth.
And that's dangerous not paying attention in the air.
By the time they get in the air, I hope I ain't got an elevator up there. I hope I can just stay on the ground.
I ain't ready for that kind of advancement.
Houses gonna be in the air, everything goes be in the air.
Yeah.
But ultimately you got to just look at when you thinking of certain things that's coming, new technologies. You got to look at the state of course, now in reality we really don't need it. But what's next? As you mentioned, kind of even with the podcasting, what's next? That's going to help you determine what's next. So even as we grew up all our lives putting gas in cars, now people be stopping on the side of the road charging their cars up like phones.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So at some point we all going to have to be charging our phone. I mean our cars like a phone. So that's the state of the future. And we looking for longevity in everything we do. We got to get with today and tomorrow. So
because petroleum ain't gonna be here forever.
Yeah. I don't know. I just hope it don't get to a point to where it's like we just so out of touch as humans.
Yeah. I understand that. I do understand that 100%. Understand that 100%.
Because it's already like happening. Like
with social media and everything.
So will like the hood advance too? So like would you not be able to go back to the hood to humble yourself? But the hood be so advanced.
What would hood look like with flying cars? And
like in the block.
Can you have somebody doing a drill in the flying car? Man, look.
Or somebody on the ground trying to shoot
up
a car.
because they ain't make it yet.
Man,
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Everybody
ain't gonna have
But
flying
could you get jacked for a flying car?
That's what I'm saying.
Unless somebody already in the car. But
they're going to get flying shoes.
Unless they got a jet.
Somebody going to get flying shoes. And you're gonna
flying shoes. It's going to be Jordan. Watch. She going to be the first one with some flying shoes.
You're going to look up and somebody going to be walking like, hey, cub.
Them going to be the new Jordans. Watch what I tell you.
Listen.
They're going to be $5,000 a pair.
Like that car.
Man. But $5,000 ain't going to be nothing at that time.
Man. You never
Yeah.
know. So
Y'all think they're gonna get rid of cash?
Eventually,
for sure,
100%.
everything's turning
Yeah.
digital.
Just think about our cards and how our debit cards have advanced to when first it's chip, now it's tap. It's becoming more and more easier.
Everything
And
is
also, in China and other countries, they're already doing it.
Got to get with that digital currency for
I don't
sure.
know,
Crazy.
but with that question, how do you guys feel about that chipping, them implanting chipping you?
I ain't with that,
What, the
but
chip?
Yeah,
yeah, I ain't with
You
that.
probably did you get the vaccine?
Yeah, I did.
You
he's gonna
probably
say
already
it's
got the
already.
chip.
Probably.
I don't think the chip is gonna be an actual chip. I think it's gonna be stuff
So-
Could
like
that
that.
be like a credit card so that mean I can go and swipe
Yeah.
at the store right now?
Or I just it'll be in you can just do this.
Everybody know you
Yeah.
broke. It's gonna just have broke across your
Oh,
hand.
that'd be crazy.
We're gonna have a
People gonna be
balance of
walking around with their
$3.
hands
Walking
behind their
into
back.
Gucci with a $3 balance on your
That's
hand.
so funny. I seen a video on social media and they was talking
Yeah.
about if you just walked around with how many people that you had sex on your forehead.
Oh yeah, the body
I'll be like,
count.
mine's broke.
Yeah, the body count.
This one
Oh,
broke.
I turn my channel off.
Yeah, unplug this for me. It's broke. This ain't right, dog.
Now I hope they don't do that.
I
That'd be
go to Sprint
crazy.
and get it.
Not
Nah,
Sprint.
it's like it's
But how would
backwards.
they know though?
I don't know, but it was hilarious.
You never
So,
know.
It'll probably just be new people they can start finding out.
yeah,
New to them new babies.
Yeah, you
Like,
ain't
come here,
gonna catch.
grandbaby. What's that on your head?
You're gonna be able to catch us.
50 and you're 18.
That's gonna be
Listen.
bad.
She had a good time.
Right.
Like, grandma, you know. I
That's
wanted
funny.
to touch a little bit more bases before we end the episode
Mhm.
on like the music side. What inspires your music and what kind of content do you kind of like put out with it?
So what inspired me to do music was, again, like being a shorty, I was, really poor. Then, and I was just tell myself, if I just get good at this, I can probably get rich.
100%.
So that's what inspired me or whatever, to do it.
You know, I already friend what I want to ask.
I got a question too.
I mean, I'm with it.
I think we got a question, so I'm gonna let you kick off your question because I know your question is something like
What you think?
my question.
What
I
you
don't
think I'm
know.
gonna ask?
I don't know until you ask it.
But I want to hear the bars.
You want to hear the
I want
bars?
to hear some
Yeah.
bars.
Oh, you gonna put me on the spot like
Oh,
that?
man, you know you on the podcast.
Yes.
You got a podcast.
Yeah,
Mm.
we gotta hear it. That wasn't my question.
Just
but
give us-
So here's the thing.
Give us a couple.
I freestyle all my songs, so all my songs recorded. Like it's hard for me to perform because I don't.
So how do you perform then if you freestyling your songs and then you
I gotta like before a performance, I gotta keep listening to it.
really
Yeah.
So bright light. What you feel in your heart right now?
As far as what,
music
Music.
songs
like, what do I think about the state of music now?
No.
freestyle?
Right now. How
She
you
said
feel right
freestyle
now?
right now.
What's your heart feel right now?
Yes, yeah.
We ain't trying
Yeah,
to get you
I
set
mean,
you
I
up.
can
Yeah. But you gotta give us a little something. Just a little
something.
razzle dazzle.
I got a question for you while you wait, and I hope this is not too personal.
Nah,
If
it's
it
cool.
is, just say that's off limits. How did you feel about knowing, pretty much like your mom, your dad had an affair, and
Mhm.
you were born from that? I don't know how to say it any other way. I'm sorry.
No, you good.
But how did that make you feel? Did you feel any way towards your mother? Did you feel any way towards your dad? Or you was just like, okay, it is what it is. I love you both. Did it change your perspective as a man, like dealing with women that
That's
may
true.
be spoken for, or as a man being spoken for? Does it change your decisions? Like, what is
That's a
the
great
effect from
question.
it?
That's a good question. I'm gonna try to answer it the way.
I know I asked 3 questions in one.
Yeah.
I know. Just take whatever you heard and answer.
A child is naturally gonna love their parents, especially their mother,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So my issue wasn't with them per se; it was the spouses. Like my mother, when she told her husband, "Hey, this not your kid," he stayed with her, but he ain't. It wasn't right with me and him,
Of course.
and I kind of felt that. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And I always felt like she more so like I ain't gonna say chose him over me, but that's just the vibe. So that definitely affected my relationship with women as I got older. And it took for me to go through a serious breakup to like to look myself in the mirror, and I'm like, okay, this is where this come from. This is childhood trauma.
Okay.
And if you a man dealing with childhood trauma, if you having to address your mother issues, your daddy issues, that's gonna come out in your relationship.
It sure is.
And every woman that comes close to you, you're gonna push her away. You know what I'm saying? Like, so
Amen.
I had to learn that, you know, I had to basically be reborn again on a psychological level. You know
Yeah.
what
How
I'm
long
saying?
did it take for you to get through that? And that's awesome that you have this level
Yeah.
of self-awareness about yourself. 'Cause
Recognize
a lot
it.
of men don't. I think some men do know, but they won't
don't wanna
accept
change
and take
it.
the accountability to take those steps
Yeah.
to change.
Or they probably don't think it's that big of a deal. You know what I'm saying?
Or I think it's pride and ego.
Ego always,
Could be
for
that.
sure. A lot of men operate out of ego.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, how long did it take for you to transition from there? And I know you said the breakup
that
pain is
breakup.
always the catalyst.
Yeah, man, that breakup.
Pain is gonna always make you change
You
in
just
any
thought
form
about
of
it with this
fashion.
your whole life.
Yeah. Hey, I made a whole episode about the breakup, you know what I'm saying, on how to deal with it. But yeah, that it took me about like a year and a half after that breakup to just, you know, I'm like, okay, let me go and look inside instead of, you know, and that's what it was.
Was it stuff that she would say about you?
Yeah, but you know, you don't want to hear it. You think she nagging. You know what I'm saying?
Was
But
you trying to change to get her back?
yeah, but it was too late. It was too late.
He was like,
I bought her an engagement ring and everything. She wasn't trying to hear it.
Yeah.
once it's done, it's done.
Yeah, sometimes once a person just see you for the things that you've done, they
They
cannot.
can't unsee it.
You can't unsee it. You
Yeah,
know what I'm
it's all
saying?
bad.
Time does heal for sure, but it's just you can't unsee it, and that's the biggest risk for somebody to show you who they were, and then you believed it,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and you believe that they've changed, and then they didn't change. That's the
That
biggest
part.
risk.
Then they come back in the same person.
Facts.
Yeah, you be like, ain't that bottle?
But no, I definitely changed.
Got
Not
a
just for
lost weight, got a new house,
Right.
got a degree, and went back to the same
It's up
nigga and
now.
got played.
Again,
Not
not
again.
you, big man.
Is it me?
But
So definitely.
Yes.
before we go, we're
Yeah.
not letting you loose, sir, without giving us a couple
Yeah.
balls.
Man, okay, let me try to think of a song.
Yeah, you got to try to think of a song.
Damn. Look at my phone.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
We
Look,
start-
improvise.
I should have told you, like,
I would have came here in rap mode. I
Listen,
came
he
here
like,
in
I'm in
interview mode.
podcast mode. I'm chilling like a
Exactly.
villain.
Nah, there's no excuses
the
though.
artist mode. You are who you are.
Yeah.
You know?
I should still be able to.
You got this. You'll pull it together.
Yeah.
So how many siblings do you have while you pull that together? Like in total? I know you said
It was 7. My mom had 7 of us. We lost a brother, and
Okay.
then my dad had 2 daughters. They my older sisters.
Okay.
Okay.
I just seen them yesterday for the
Okay.
first time in 2 years. It was crazy.
Okay. That's cool.
All your siblings are just you
My
have-
two, my
y'all
from my
your
dad, my 2 sisters from my dad. Yeah, it was
Okay.
crazy. It was real emotional.
Oh,
But
Man.
it's awesome.
and she got you all on the spot, trying to make you rap,
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't even know.
But next
trying to pull
time,
it together.
Yeah, I'm gonna have
better.
to.
But next
Well,
time,
when you
better,
pull up,
better.
you bring us to your podcast.
Yeah, I'll have a verse ready for y'all.
You don't have no
Yeah.
choice.
I'm gonna write a verse
We should all
about this
write a verse.
experience.
Yeah.
We can write High Heels and Tea podcast.
Yeah.
Right?
There's a T. And before we go, what inspired the High Heels and T name? I just want to know.
High heels and tea. Hold on, this was years ago. Thinking of something again. The original premises was about womanhood,
Okay.
and tea. Obviously, when you hear tea, you're thinking messy and things of that fashion. But it really wasn't about that. It was just about women
Conversing.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay,
That's it.
that's dope.
So that's where the hot heels.
And then on top of that,
Yeah.
we love to be pretty. So,
Yeah.
and we both own shoe retail
Yes.
businesses.
Oh damn. Okay.
Yes.
it
So
just-
Real dope.
It just worked
it's
out.
perfect. It
Yeah.
was a perfect
That's
match.
dope.
That's
Okay.
how God. That's what God be doing.
Yeah. So
I appreciate you guys bringing me on. Look forward to seeing y'all again.
Before we end, can
Having
you
us
share
on.
with the? Can you share with the? What did I say?
Nah, it's cool.
I said
The look at you. You on his podcast.
I'm on your podcast.
I done already bought you in for sure.
You know what it is. You took away the outro. Hold on, let's rewind it.
All right.
All right, Mr. Capital HP, we appreciate you joining us today
for sure,
on the High Heels and Tea podcast. Before we end this episode, can you please share with our following with the viewers where they could find you and tap into you from your podcast standpoint as well as your music?
All right. My name is Kapital HP. That's with a K. Kapitol HP. You can find me on YouTube under Kapital HP, Instagram at I am Kapital HP, and Facebook Kapital HP. Check out some dope content, The Bright Show, and my music.
Awesome.
All right. Thank you for joining
Thank
us.
you.
Thanks again.
Thank you guys for tuning in. Goodbye.